Okay, so hi there everyone, and this is Krissy from In the Stars by Krissy.com. And in this video, pag-uusapan natin yung new moon in the sign of Cancer. And mangyayari po ito sa July 10, 2021. So, few days from now, guys, magkakaroon tayo ng new moon. And pag tinatawag nating mga new moon kasi is all about new beginnings and parang magkakaroon ng cosmic reset. And kaya siya something very important kasi pag mga new moon, dito nagsisimula lahat ulit yung mga tao. Parang nag-start sila ng mga new ventures and new beginnings. And minsan, depende sa new moon, no? Um, na-explain niya kung paano mag-go yung the rest of the month, especially lalo na pagka yung mga new moon is nagsisimula sila sa mga beginning of the month, tulad ngayong July. Now, if you're not part of my Facebook group, nagbibigay ako usually doon ng mga written forecast on how a month is going to be. And if you want to join the Facebook group, you can just join and look for Astrology and Readings by Krissy. Or you can go to facebook.com/groups/readings by Krissy. So, yun no, makikita po natin sa ditong side na to, meron tayong chart. Hindi siya specifically for Philippines chart. This is a whole sign system kind of a chart. So, it can be applied regardless kung nasaan ka man sa mundo. So this is really more of a basic chart na we can really go to para hindi tayo na-influence ng mga houses. So yun. And makikita natin na nakalagay po dyan na meron tayong 18 degrees in the sign of Cancer, new moon. So, ibig sabihin po magkasama ang sun and moon. And at one point, no, merong maganda at pangit sa energy na ito. And at one point, this is really more about new beginnings. Lalo na magkakaroon tayo ng reset button, parang new way of connecting with people, really more on the emotional level. And ito po yung moments na may chance na pwede tayong may ayusin when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to alliances, yung mga ganong klaseng mga relationships, pwede natin silang simulan ulit, ayusin, and all of those kinds of things. Pero wag po natin kalimutan na 18 degrees siya. And in the degree theory system, 18 degree is hindi masyadong maganda kasi parang siyang hindi siya critical degree essentially, but it can actually tell us na merong mga may masamang pag-iisip. You know, it can actually be very much related to people na may evil intent. So, I would say na maging maingat din tayo kasi ito rin yung mga moments, no, na pwedeng may gawin ang mga ibang tao as a whole, and we need to be very careful in sa kung ano man bagay ang itatakal natin. For example, if we're talking about investment, ito yung mga moments na kailangan natin mag-ingat kasi dapat mo pag-isipan kung worth it ba talaga yung babayaran mo, worth it ba talaga yung bagay na i-invest mo, and all of those kinds of things. Let us not forget na nag-announce din ako nito nung mga eclipse video na ito yung mga moments in time na marami nang ma-expose, marami nang maglalabasan, yung mga scammers, mga fraud, lahat yan lalabas na ulit. And lalo na nung nag-Neptune retrograde, I'm sure na napansin ng mga ibang tao na parang ang dami nang na-expose nowadays ng mga bagay na hindi totoo, mga kasinungalingan, mga peke, yung mga ganyang mga issues is naglalabasan na. And this is because a lot of people right now are into spirituality and mas in tune na sila sa kanilang mga higher self, and tumataas na din kasi yung intuition ng maraming tao, lalo na pagka Neptune retrograde. Neptune retrograde, bibigyan ko lang kayo ng short information, no? Kasi na-discuss ko na to many, many times sa group and sa Facebook page ko. You guys can just join if gusto nyo. But, pag retrograde kasi yung planeta, mas malapit siya sa Earth. So, parang, yung influence ng planet na yon mas na-emphasize sa mga tao. And even though Neptune essentially can also also is the one that triggers mga fraud, fakes, yung mga things that, syempre, illusionist ang Neptune, 'di ba? So, parang, things can be very cloudy for a lot of people. Pero at the same time, those who are, ayokong gamitin yung word na highly evolved people, pero those who have a lot of experience in Neptune things, they are a lot more sharper during this time. It's either na super sharp sila during this time, or um, may chance na ma-lose track sila. Mas hindi nila makita yung katotohanan sa bagay-bagay. So, it's either of of those things. I would say na since Neptune retrograde to, pwede tayong may malaman sa mga church or something to do with spiritual things na maybe hindi ka nais-nais. Uh, and that might manifest, in the next 5 to 6 months, since this is going to stay with us until December 2021. Also, gusto ko lang din ipakita, no, na even though hindi kayo marunong mag-check, yung some of you guys maybe madalas hindi ba marunong mag-check ng mga aspects, makikita po natin na meron pong Mercury dyan. Mercury is yung parang sign ng Venus na may antena na color purple dyan sa screen, makikita nyo. Meron siyang red line, and parang, alam mo yun, parang, alam mo yung parang, anong tawag doon? Um, pag nanonood ka ng Little Mermaid, yung parang, ano ni Triton, yun yung Neptune na symbol. So, parang may red line connecting Mercury and Neptune, di ba? So, it really means na they are squaring off each other. So, mas lalong na-emphasize, no, na yung Mercury is squaring Neptune. So, even though for many people, tapos ng Mercury retrograde, wala na tayong dapat alahanan pa, this is actually going to tell us na meron pa ring mist. Meron pa ring something that can really delude us. Meron pa ring something na kalokohan sa area na yan. So, it's either we can be very illogical, hindi tayo rational, people are going to be reacting in a very, I don't know, emotional way. Um, Especially din kasi during this new moon, meron tayong Venus opposition kay Saturn. So, Venus rules love and rules money at the same time. So, with that, makikita po natin na parang may mga issues relating pera or love life na pwedeng magkaroon ng friction, na something is unbalanced right there. May ups and downs tayong ma-encounter. So, again, uulitin ko lang na if this is in terms of money and finances, dapat mag-ingat tayo, and dapat maging wiser tayo when it comes to investments and financial decision making. Siyempre, ayaw din naman natin na malose natin lahat ng mga pinag-ipunan natin, 'di ba? And especially, ito rin kasi yung moment na pagka yung Venus and Mars is in the sign of Leo, a lot of people will be very interested to feed their desires in life. It's either gusto mong gumanda, magpaganda, or gusto mo ng, there's something that's very wild, eh. Very wild. Very wild siya. And maybe bigla kang gusto magparamdam sa mga ex mo or maybe gusto mong magloko, mag-cheat. There could be some form of ups and downs when it comes to relationship setup natin. And for some people, this can be an act of pessimism. And lalo na since ang fixed star natin right now with the new moon conjunct Wasat. Wasat has an energy of Saturn kasi. So, mas lalong na-emphasize itong si Saturn. So, I would say na may something relating to tubig. Yeah. It's either tubig or fire na pwedeng ma-emphasize during this time. I'm not sure. Hindi ako mundane astrologer, and for a lot of people who are asking about what's a mundane astrologer kasi may mga nagtanong sa TikTok ko, no? Ang mundane astrologer is sila yung mga nagbibigay ng mga forecasts on the everyday things that could happen sa mundo or sa bansa kung nasaan sila. And madalas kasi, to be a mundane astrologer, you need to be pessimistic. So, medyo hirap ako gawin yon kasi I'm not a very pessimistic person in general. So, hindi siya ganun kadali sa akin. But, thinking lang about this situation is, there's really something about this chart na parang pwedeng magkaroon ng something big can begin or n- na it can be very dramatic, you know. And for some people, it could be na magi-give in sila sa desires nila. Yung maganda kasi dito is that Wasat is not always a bad star. May energy siya ni Saturn. So, essentially, by the book, kung magbe-base tayo sa book, is may mga energy si Wasat na hindi ka nais-nais. Lalo na kapag yun, kunyari ikaw personally, if hindi okay si Saturn sa'yo, this might give a bad reputation for you. Depende kung nasaan si Cancer mo sa chart mo. For example, if you have Cancer in your 10th house, this can tell us na pwede magkaroon ng new beginning in terms of your career, in terms of your reputation in the world. And since naka-sextile naman siya with Uranus, it could be, pwedeng magkaroon ng sudden breakthrough dyan. And kung ang Cancer mo naman is nasa 10th house, that will mean na Libra rising ka. And Libra and Saturn, si Saturn, madalas mabait siya kay Libra. So, hindi mo masyado makikita yung negative effects ni Saturn. In fact, Saturn might even support you. So, even though na mayroong mga prying eyes, even though na may mga taong may, masamang balak or masamang tingin sa'yo, you will be able to overcome it. However, for example, let us say na yung Cancer mo is nasa 11th house, that would mean na Virgo rising ka. And that will make your Gemini in your 10th house. Then, ang medyo tricky na yon. Kasi, I think that is going to give you, ano ba? That is going to make your Aquarius in your 6th house. Oh, parehas na chart na to. Nasa Virgo rising chart pala tong chart natin na nakikita natin ngayon. So, sa nakikita natin dyan is yung there could be some form of ups and downs. Sudden situations can come about when it comes to your health maybe or merong enemy attack. Kasi sixth house has a lot to do with your competitions and baka matalo ka or something, di ba? There could be something happening or going on when it comes to your kung paano ka mag-isip, baka hindi ganun kalinaw din. Merong confusion when it comes to your reputation as a possibility. You might start something, tapos maybe it can create some form of negative reaction for a lot of people, and marami kang kailangan ayusin as a result. Lalo na since yung Neptune mo is mapupunta sa seventh house like this chart. So there's going to be a lot of confusion with a lot of people, and maybe people are going to be very confused kung ano yung tingin nila sa'yo. So, it really depends kung paano siya nag-play out sa'yo personally. So, it really depends how this is gonna go. And I would say na you have to check how Saturn is in your own chart, kung mabait ba si Saturn sa'yo o hindi. If you are a Venus person, a Libra rising person, and a Taurus rising person, I'm sure na things are not going to turn out in a very negative way. As long as you are able to use the energy very wisely. Okay, so let us not forget din na may quincunx din tayo pala kay Mercury and Pluto. So, what is a quincunx? I've explained this before. A quincunx is a weird energy. So, parang Mercury and Pluto are forced to work together even though they hate each other. They don't like each other. So, nagkakaroon ng mga frustrating energy dyan. So, this can make a person have an overreaction into certain things. So, I would say na before you do anything, before you react, do your own research, mag-isip ka muna, and wag basta-basta. And like I said, this can create a lot of pessimism to a lot of people, lalo na dahil sa fixed star ni Wasat. And also, pag pinag-uusapan kasi natin ng 18 degrees, it always links us to Virgo. No wonder, di ba, na pessimistic. Kasi may pagka-pessimistic nature talaga ang ang mga Virgo. May pagka-pessimistic nature ang Virgo. So, looking at this on a degree theory system basis, this can make um, someone to be magkakaroon sila ng reason to be very negative and very pessimistic, and maybe it has a lot to do with their own surroundings. I don't know, may mga epekto na nangyayari sa kanila, or maybe they are masyado lang nila na-absorb yung mga nangyayari sa everyday life nila, or may mga nangyayari sa personal life nila na hindi ganun ka okay. So, when it comes to, kailangan nila pag-isipan yung mga tao that they are around. You need to reassess and reflect if this is really the person that you want to be with, if this is really the group of people that you want to be around. So, there's a lot of reassessment na mangyayari dyan. At the same time, this could be, every new moon naman, no, is a chance for a new beginning. Is a chance to reset something in your life, which is always a positive and really good thing. And pag-isipan natin ng mabuti kung ano ba ang Virgo. Ang Virgo is a sign na magaling mag-ayos ng mga bagay na mali. They are good with correcting things, and very critical sila na tao. Hindi sila all about fun and games. They want facts, yung mga very important things. So, also, pag pinag-uusapan kasi natin yung fixed star ni Wasat, this is very much linked to the constellation of Gemini, yung twins ni Gemini, which is Pollux and Castor. And yung mga fixed stars na active this new moon in the sign of Cancer has a lot to do with Castor kasi. So, bakit ko binibring up yung topic na to? This is because between the twins, si Castor kasi is a mortal being. So, human lang siya. Hindi siya immortal, no? And there was one time na this is the story ni Castor and Pollux, ang sinasabi ko ngayon. Meron silang kailangan gawin ni Pollux. And since nagmamadali tong isa, ang ginawa niya is nilasing niya si Castor. So, ang nangyari nun, may nangyaring kalokohan na namatay si Castor as a result, dahil nga nilasing siya ni Pollux. So, there is a sense na essentially maganda yung star ni Castor, but it's always linked to misfortune one way or another because of what someone has done. And it could be someone that is just around you or near you. So, merong ganong energy. So, a person that you thought you trust might not be someone you can trust to begin with. Pwedeng may ganon, or parang it is going to make you really think about your connection with a particular person, mapapa-doubt ka, alam mo yun, I don't know. But at the same time, ano ba yung ginawa ni Pollux nung namatay si Castor, 'di ba? Inoffer niya yung sarili niya na gusto niya makasama yung twin niya. So, Pollux let Zeus to kill him, struck by lightning, and then, ayun, naging constellation silang dalawa, magkasama forever. So, yun yung story ng twins na yun. So, kaya ko lang siya nakwento kasi is, dahil sa fact na meron tayong Neptune activation here. And then, yung idea na si Castor is nalasing. So, we need to be very alert during this time. Hindi tayo dapat uh, nag-give in sa mga sa mga gawain na parang giving into your greed, giving into sa mga bagay na um, sa mga earthly desires, kailangan natin pag-isipan, no? Kasi nga, Virgo is the sign of service. They always do things for the higher good of everyone involved. Hindi sila yung mga tipo ng tao na gumagawa ng mga bagay-bagay for their own self. They always do things for the sake of other people. So, if you are doing something like of a self-sacrifice or to aid and help people as a whole, I think that this energy is going to do you and serve you well. Um, Meron siyang good effect sa'yo probably. Kasi kahit papaano naman, no, meron tayong mga trine and support kay Jupiter. I would say na maybe you cannot completely rely on your practical mind. So, kailangan mo mag-focus on what's in your heart. What do you really feel and what do you really think? Especially since itong Cancer is all about the heart. And ito pa. Another thing, I know a lot of people are going to create some form of violent reaction into this, but Cancer is the sign na all about the past, all about what they truly feel, ano ba talaga yung nararamdaman nila. And madalas is si Cancer, sobrang stuck siya sa past madalas. So, this might be something to do with the past na kailangan i-resolve. Kailangan ayusin. And with the activation naman nitong Mars and Venus in the sign of Leo, alam mo yon, parang meron tayong gustong i-manifest into reality. And we are not going to be held back by a lot of people or with anyone just to do that. It's just that kailangan nating pag-isipan lang ng mabuti, no? If we are doing this for the sake of other people, we are doing this na since makakatulong to sa maraming tao, or are we doing this just for our own self, for our own greed as a whole? So I would say na for in other cases naman, this can also be a situation wherein hindi mo na makokontrol kung ano yung nararamdaman mo talaga. Alam mo yun? Kapag nagtitiis ka na nagtitiis, parang everything is going to clog up to the point na biglang sasabog na lahat as a whole. So, ayun. Of course, I'm not saying na may connection to sa taal. Again, I'm not talking about that way. I'm just talking about when it comes to issues of the matters of the heart. So, ayun. Also, feeling ko pwede tong may connection sa mga COVID or sa mga vaccine issues. Something na related sa tradition something of the old, I would say. Yung mga ganitong factors. Also, please be very careful and wag tayo padalos-dalos sa mga actions natin. Um, Medyo unstable yung energy nitong new moon na 'to. But at the same time, I really see this as a wonderful portal that will allow us to really do and act upon our hearts and what we truly feel. And I don't know, maybe idealistic lang ako, pero feeling ko kasi minsan yun ang kailangan ng tao eh. It's not always all about the practical things in life, and minsan kailangan natin ipakita sa mundo na alam mo yun, human beings are capable of being true. Alam mo yun, through their heart. Maybe, alam mo yun, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, no, maraming mga kalokohan and corruption na nangyayari. So, parang minsan, this can also be a signal na may mga taong mababait pa pala. Meron pa palang miracles in this world. So, for me, it can be a portal and a chance for all of those kinds of things, which is always really good. So yun, I would advise you guys, no, to check what is Cancer in your chart, anong house siya, anong effect bang nagagawa nito. Yung area na kailangan yung pag-ingatan is yung Gemini area of your chart and yung Pisces area of your chart. Yung area of your life na wherein you need to really use your intuition. And then, another area na dapat yung pag-ingatan is yung Leo part ng chart ninyo. Yan yung mga, dyan kayo sasabog. Dyan mapupunta yung mga excess energy ninyo na tinitiis-tiis ninyo. Hindi nyo mapipigilan kung hindi mag-shine sa area na yan. So, ayun lang. So, ang issue lang naman madalas pagdating sa mga Leo energy is that they tend to do things a little bit too much. Pero wag natin kalimutan na Leo is not an Aries. So, Leo is capable of thinking and capable of making certain plans to make things a lot more effective. So, hindi naman sila yung sign na padalos-dalos. So, whatever man nagagawin mo, I really feel na it is something that is necessary. It's something that's needed to happen regardless na may mga taong against that. So, it's going to be a good time. So, I would say na do something that really makes you happy, that really is what your heart is telling you. And it might just give you some form of good grace as well. Just don't give in to greed, and don't give in to things that is going to that's going to hurt another person, because magkakaroon ka ng karma as a result with that. So, ayun lang yung energy natin for this new moon in the sign of Cancer. Do let me know how this works out for you. And until next time, sa susunod nating video, pag-usapan naman natin ang full moon in the sign of Aquarius, because that's going to create a big, big breakthrough. So, yun lang. If you'd like to book a session with me, you can do that by checking out my website in the stars by Krissy.com/ph. So, yun. I'll see you guys again on the next video. Bye!